finish it.
She called Marcus from the street. He answered on the first ring. She told him what she had: the evidence from the server room, the ghost account structure, the paper trail she had spent 2 weeks building alongside Rafael. She told him it was enough. She told him Victor Hale was the subject and Rafael Cross was not, and that the FBI's case had been wrong from the beginning. Marcus said, "I know." She went completely still on the street outside Cross Empire, with people flowing past her and the city noise around her, and Marcus's voice in her ear saying, "I know, Sienna, and I need you to listen to me very carefully." He told her to bring the evidence to a federal processing center in Lower Manhattan. He told her to come alone. He told her to tell no one before she arrived. She had known Marcus Reed for 6 years. She had worked for him for 6 years. She trusted him in the way you trust someone who has been in the same rooms as your worst days and behaved well. But she also trusted the specific feeling in her stomach that arrived when something was wrong, a feeling she had learned to call instinct, and which was really the accumulation of 12 years of watching how people behaved and recognizing the patterns. Marcus was using the words of someone trying to help. His tone was the tone of someone who had already made a different decision. She hung up. She stood on the street and thought. Then she called the one number she had not called yet, the number Rafael had given her on her second day at Cross Empire, in a brief, unremarked conversation that she had thought at the time was excessive caution. He had said, "If something goes wrong and I am not available, use this." She had filed it as information. She had not thought she would need it this fast. She went to the only place she could work safely, a hotel lobby she had used for dead drops in a previous assignment, far enough from the FBI field office and Victor's people and Marcus Reed that she had 2 hours before anyone could find her. She ordered coffee, she did not drink, and opened her laptop and worked. 12 years of training in the specific skill of turning partial evidence into airtight cases. She had never done it under this much pressure or in this much isolation. She also understood that the pressure was, in a strange way, clarifying. There was no supervisor to defer to, no handler to approve methodology, no institutional structure telling her what a case needed to look like. There was just the evidence and her and the truth she was trying to get into a form that could not be argued with. She built it from the foundation up. The ghost account first, 3 years of movement, variable amounts, always below the reporting threshold, always timed to correspond with Cross Empire's quarterly cycles. The external forensic consultant who had built the structure, whose professional history she now mapped through 4 companies and 4 similar patterns. Victor's private server location, which she had confirmed but not yet accessed. The access key, which they had not had time to get before everything fell apart. She stopped, thought. The access key was the problem. Without it, the server contents were unavailable, and the server contents were the final piece, Victor's own documentation of the scheme, kept privately in the specific arrogance of a man who believed he was too careful to ever need to use it against himself. She needed the key. She did not have the key, and Rafael was in a holding cell. Victor found her at 11. She did not know how until later Marcus, who had her location from the field protocol. He came alone, which told her he was confident. He sat down across the table without asking, and he looked at her laptop and her papers and the specific quality of someone who has been working through something for several hours, and he said, "You are very good at this." She said, "I know." He made his offer with the smoothness of someone who had made similar offers before and been accepted. She could walk away, not just from the assignment, entirely. New identity, new city, enough money to not need to work for a decade. Victor would ensure that any evidence she had collected would be inadmissible through technical procedural arguments that his lawyers had already prepared. Rafael Cross would be convicted. She would be erased from the record. Clean. She looked at him across the table. She looked at the man who had taken her sister. The man who had stolen $200 million from a company, a man had spent 30 years building. The man who had watched Eduardo Cross die in prison and had not lost a night's sleep over it. She looked at the smile that never went away and thought about 3 years of a son working alone in the dark to correct a wrong that nobody else knew to correct. "No," she said. Victor's smile did not change. "You understand what happens if you refuse." She closed her laptop, put her papers in her bag, looked at him directly. "Yes," she said, "you lose." She called the jail. She had the number from Rafael's contact, the one he had given her on day 2, which she was beginning to understand had been part of a contingency plan he had built before she arrived. He answered because he had apparently arranged for a specific incoming number to be forwarded through a protocol she did not fully understand and was too busy to be impressed by. She told him about Marcus, about the evidence gap, about the server access key. She kept it fast and factual and professional because that was the only mode available to her right now, and because the alternative, the non-professional version of this phone call, the version where she said what she had almost said at 3 in the morning in the penthouse, was not something she could afford at 11:45 p.m. with Victor's lawyers and her handler and a federal holding system all working against her. He listened without interrupting. Then he said, "There is a man named Harrow, federal judge, retired. Victor tried to compromise him in 2020 and failed, the only failure on Victor's record that I know of, because Harrow had the sense and the integrity to document the attempt and seal it. He has been waiting for a reason to unseal it. He will receive your evidence and submit it through judicial channels that Victor cannot touch." He gave her the number. She wrote it down. She said, "How did you plan for all of this?" He was quiet for a moment. Then he said, "I have been building contingencies for 3 years, Sienna. I planned for everything except you." His voice was quiet. She sat in the hotel lobby with Victor somewhere in the city and Marcus somewhere wrong and the evidence in her bag, and she thought, "I know exactly what he means."
My name is Sienna Blake, FBI Forensics, badge number 1741. I have evidence of a federal crime and I need Judge Harrow's direct line. Tell him it's about Victor Hale.